It's the coach, Lisan. It's Nibs. It's Max. It's producer Prez behind the camera for our YouTube channel. And here we go. We're here. Let's go, baby. We're back at it.
Yes, we took a hiatus last week because after testing COVID positive, we were notified by the CDC that you are good to travel. So
Yes.
we
You
had
were good to travel.
We went to Florida. We needed a little break. You know, it's been tough when you're quarantined for 14 days. You got to get away.
Only some traveled though.
Well,
Not all.
you
Not all.
know, you
What was I?
somebody needed to hold down the fort. Somebody needed to hold down the fort.
Yeah, I didn't get it going to travel. It's alright though. I traveled to La Luna.
Oh,
That was a good travel. A great restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Good time. So Coach, how you been? Give us a little synopsis of your trip. Where'd you go? What'd you do?
I went to Pensacola, Florida.
Yep.
And it had the most beautiful beach I've ever seen in my life next to St. John, Virgin Islands. It's
Really?
like a hidden away treasure. The beaches are white sand beaches with, they feel, I want to say, like brown sugar underneath your feet. It's the most amazing soft sand. The waves are beautiful. The water is just this beautiful emerald color. It honestly was so beautiful. I really could feel God's presence there. Just taking in that
Fantastic.
beauty. Yeah.
I'm trying to get rid of this thing because it's in my way.
I think you would love it there, Carlos.
You think so?
Yeah, I think we have to take a nice trip.
I think we do too. I know, Lauren and I wanted to go down there. A couple of my friends wanted to go to Panama City, which is like right next to Pensacola. It's like the same beach. It's like right there.
Yeah.
So I know we were talking about taking a trip down there and doing something down there. So we might do it.
Pensacola's great.
Maybe
The
we'll go
food
down
is
there.
good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they actually have good food. Shockingly
This is
enough.
terrible. All right, we're just gonna leave that there. All right, no, that's great. So I'm glad you guys had a good trip. I'm glad you escaped the snowstorm that came this weekend.
I didn't miss it at all.
That snowstorm was shit. I was so
did not miss
pissed
it at all.
the whole time. I was out there shoveling. We have like about like I mean a little melted, so I'd probably say like a foot, maybe like.
Well,
That's
let
pretty
me
close.
tell you, there are piles all over the
Yeah.
corners. When I was driving today, there were certain areas that it was tough
And some
to
of those
navigate.
plow jobs suck. Like
Yeah.
right over here, turning onto Marshall, it's like the curb is nowhere near where the line where the plow
Yeah.
was. So like you have to make such a wide
Yeah.
and like 90-degree turn to turn down Marshall. It's like, can you guys like not figure it out how to plow the street? It's terrible.
This morning, for the first time ever, I actually fishtailed because I had to
Really?
make such a wide turn because
Mhm.
you really couldn't see the pile of snow was so high.
Yeah.
And then I had to make such a wide turn that my car actually did a little, and I said, oh man, that hasn't happened to me. I
You don't
can't
like to
even
drift
remember.
a little bit with the black tires?
No, so I
love it.
realized I didn't have it in 4-wheel drive, so I fixed that.
I did. Well, I had to take it out when I drove to the
Yeah.
airport last night. I drove the whole way there in 4-wheel drive.
Oh,
was a hike. I
that's
didn't-
a shitty ride.
I didn't realize that it was in 4-wheel drive until I looked when I parked the car and it said 4. And I was like, oh shit. I drove it the whole way in 4. I was
That's all
pissed.
right. That truck can take it. It's tough.
Yeah, but I turned it off once I figured it out. But
Olivia was so happy to go back to school today.
was she?
Oh, she needed it. She really
Back
wanted
at school? Producer Prez went back to school. Prez, how was your day at school today?
It was great. I met the Notre Dame puppy. I got to hold it.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, Producer Prez goes to Notre Dame West Haven, my high school, great school. And they have a puppy now, part of their campus ministry team. What's the puppy's name again?
Mila.
Milo, so not Milo.
Mila.
Milo? This shit name.
I like Milo.
Should
There are
be-
quite a few dogs
It should be
named Milo.
Milo. Like Ollie's dog, Milo.
Ollie's dog Milo. Well, because of Milo is why we have Max.
That's right, Max is in the shot. Is he still on the shot? Can you still see him?
He's not. But
He's not? It's alright, it's alright.
we could
Leave it.
tilt
He
him
doesn't belong
down.
in the shot, it's okay. It's
He's
not
a
like
white
it's not
dog.
like it's hot shot
He's a
where
cute
he
little
would
white
need to
dog.
be in the shot.
Max is blending into the blanket.
Man, I
on the
gotta
way.
tell you, we got in so late. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble.
Throws you off because you adjust to the central time and Now you're back at Eastern, you lose an hour. It's like going through daylight savings multiple times, you know?
Yeah, that's for sure.
So I'm sure you're running a little slow back in the New York time zone.
I'll tell you one thing though. It was great not having the dictatorship of having to wear a mask all the time.
So tell me how that was like. I haven't not had to wear a mask. Now we have to wear 2 masks, but we'll get into that later. So tell me how it was going back to the old days.
Well, you got to actually see people's faces, which is
Right.
I haven't seen a face probably in almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Just
outside of
walking around.
Facebook. Yeah, like I mean, you saw people smiling. It was
Yeah.
just so refreshing, and you saw kids out playing. Like it was
Yep.
just such a different environment, to be honest with you.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was fantastic.
You know what was the best part?
What was
that the beaches are accessible to all people.
Yeah.
Like everybody in Connecticut, they're so liberal and they act like they're so nice, but they're really not so nice because they don't give access to the beaches.
Yeah.
In Florida,
Mm-hmm.
you could just drive right up. They have so many places to park. You drive right up, you go right to the beach.
Yeah.
Like they may have some houses, some hotels, but then they have a ton of accessibility that is for everyone.
Right.
Here in Branford, if you don't have a town sticker, you can't use Branford Point.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have a town sticker and use Branford Point, you don't get to go to the beach unless you're a rich white person with a connection.
Right.
Honestly.
Or you get to go on those fancy boat parties those rich kids have. Have you ever seen the videos of those boat parties that they got? They take it out into the Thimble Islands
Yeah,
and they line
and then
up
they're
like
all
8 or 9
Yeah.
boats, and they all tie them together and they're like one giant boat party. It's crazy town, those things.
Well, I'll tell you, in Pensacola, there were a lot of different people too. It was very diverse.
Right.
You had a lot of Latinos. You had black people, white people. I really like Pensacola. It's a
You were
beautiful
saying
place.
when you gave me when you were calling with the updates, you said it was fantastic. You said it was such a wonderful place.
Yeah, people just fish. Like it was just so different. I'm so used to here in Branford, you're kind of with your clique of people or
Yep.
with the people you're in activity with your socioeconomic class.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really like this melting pot. And that's like in New York, you have a millionaire walking with a poor person on the same sidewalk.
Yeah.
And that's I miss that feeling. Plus I miss walking on sidewalks, being around people.
Right.
It really was great. Drinking, you can day drink there.
Day drink?
Oh yeah, you get breakfast.
I don't know what that is. I'm not under 8. I'm not the age of 21.
Well, let me tell
I don't know
you,
what
I
that's
had, because they celebrate Mardi Gras down there.
Right.
Because there are a lot of Christians. So, forget it. We were drinking.
People, half the people up here don't even know what Mardi Gras is.
Well, it's, the celebration before the sacrificing during Lent. Because right before Lent, you just party it out. And then you have Fat Tuesdays, like the New Year's Eve of Lent. And you just party it out, eat, drink, and then Ash Wednesday, you get your ashes, and you're back to.
You don't celebrate 21st birthdays.
No, we're taking. I take off 2 days. Your birthday, and then the other day that I take off is Christiane's. It's St. Patrick's Day, but it's actually really Christiane's birthday that I
St.
take
Patrick's
off
Day.
for.
It's a great time. I know. I get to actually do stuff for St. Patrick's Day.
You're right. This is your first year that you get to
so
party.
it's all over now. We're going out. I'm getting with the boys and I are going out. We're doing it. So we have a ton of stuff to get to this episode.
It's just there's so much negativity.
I know.
That
it
after
sucks.
being in such a positive place.
It sucks.
Then I come home, I listen to the news, and it's just one awful story after another.
It really is. It really is so.
What do you
terrible.
feel about that actress who got canceled?
Oh, the one from The Mandalorian?
Yeah, wait a minute. I want to make sure I
yes,
get her
yes.
name right.
So it's I think it's Gene something. Hold
Gina
on.
Carano.
Gina
or something
Carano.
Like that? Hold on. Yes, Gina, and it looks like Carano, like a Frank Carano.
Right.
She looks like an Italian chick.
Oh, she definitely
Gina
is. Yeah.
Carano. And she got
looks like a
fired.
girl that could, kick your ass if she had to. She's a big girl. She kicked the Mandalorian's ass a couple times.
She
So-
she's like, she could be a real housewife of New Jersey.
Yeah.
She has that
she
look
can get
to her.
feisty on there. No, so yeah, her she got kicked off. She was a big Trump supporter. She spoke publicly about the election being rigged and how, the scientific stuff that they were pushing out on the coronavirus, not all of it made sense. She was very vocal on the opposite view of the liberals. And then, eventually it cost her job.
Do you know what one of her tweets was?
What's
and
that?
I think it's hilarious.
What was one of her tweets?
So the caption says, meanwhile, in California, a post that remained included the famous quote, expecting everyone you encounter to agree with every belief or view you hold is fucking wild. Woo, with the F word.
I love it.
But
I
it's
love
like, you're not allowed to have a different thought than
No, you're
anybody
not.
else.
Well, you are in Florida.
Oh, in Florida?
You are in Florida.
Yeah.
You know where you're not allowed to have the same opinion or a different opinion? New York. That's why my boy Tony D'Angelo tossed,
No way. New
tossed
York is,
out of there.
how could that be?
Well, so there's a number of different things why the Rangers got rid of Tony D'Angelo. So Tony D'Angelo, let's keep in mind he's
Is
really
he hot?
good. What?
Is he hot? Like, is he really good looking?
Yeah, I don't know. He's probably not.
I just
I
wanted
don't
to
know.
throw it out there.
No, but he was very vocal
Mhm.
on supporting the Trump and supporting the president and that mindset, and he got a lot of crap for it,
Yeah.
and it just kept growing and growing, and then this season they healthy scratched him, which completely got in his head because he was like the number one defenseman on the Rangers last year, and he was playing all these minutes and looking good. And
So was a healthy scratch meant learn how to keep your freaking mouth shut.
basically,
So that's the
yeah,
healthy
it
scratch
wasn't on
was.
his play. It was not
Right.
on how he was playing.
I get it.
because he was the fastest player in the NHL. Literally, he went to the All-Star game, won the fastest player in the NHL. Matt Barzal, the Islanders, skated around him and scored in the game one. And then he finished the game even, and they healthy scratched him for the second game. He's like, what the hell? And then it just kind of spiraled out of control. And I guess, a lot of the Ranger players are very liberal and very active in the liberal community. And, so he's had problems with Jacob Trouba. He's had problems with the new kid, Keandre Miller. He's had problems with the goalie, Gorgiev. And him and Gorgiev, I guess, got into a fight.
Gorgiev? Is Gorgiev from
Russian.
He's Russian?
He's Russian.
So he's used to communism.
Yeah, he's all about
He's
it.
like, what's your fucking problem?
Yeah.
I'm used to it.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
He's
They
like,
had a lot
what's
of
your
problems
problem?
about it.
Just go get drunk, dude. Just go have some vodka.
Yeah. And so they got into it, I guess, and then they had a fight after the game and
Mhm.
really was punching each other and beating the shit out of each other in the locker room, and that
Who
was
won?
it.
Who won the fight?
I don't know, but they threw Tony D'Angelo right out of New York, and Gorgiev started last
Another
week
Italian.
also.
Are you noticing
Yeah.
a trend, the way that they're attacking Italians? Come to think about it, the first Italian to get attacked was Christopher Columbus. And it's
Great
been
guy.
all downhill for you Italians since then.
It is.
Maybe the chickens have come home to roosts for the Italian people here in the United
That's
States.
not true. We're the chosen.
My
We're the chosen
mother,
people.
she had a friend named Robert Conti.
Yeah.
And he used to always say, friend, there are two types of people in the world. Italians and everybody who wants to be Italian.
She's right. He's right. That's correct.
Those are only two types of people in the world.
I know. Last night we were watching on TV. We were watching some Irish woman cook like traditional Irish food, and I was like, "Look at this!" I was like, "They wish that they would have all the cuisine that we had."
Let me
in
tell you,
Italy.
we went to a place called McGregor's in
And what did you
Pensacola.
get? What'd you get?
We got it was a traditional Irish thing. It was like garlic mashed potatoes
Cheeseburgers?
fried. Yes, for the main course we got the cheeseburger.
That's right. That's right. That's what you got. You
We
got
did,
the cheeseburger.
but we did
But
have
when
the
you go to an
Irish
Italian
cuisine.
restaurant, what do you get?
Oh, I always get like chicken franchise,
Yeah,
chicken
yeah.
parmesan, meatballs.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
I
right,
mean,
that's
Italian
right.
food is delicious.
Mhm.
Nobody can argue. Italian food is fantastic.
Mhm.
But I do have to say, so Tony D'Angelo sounds like he's Italian.
He is Italian.
Man, you
Italian
guys, that's from Killing Jesus, you Romans. This is all
Well, we
coming
know
back.
who really killed Jesus. Let's not play the
Well, the
blame
whole
card,
point is
because
I'm
we know
just
who
saying,
really
I'm just
killed
saying that there's
Jesus.
some problems
We
for
know
the
who
Italian
really
people.
killed Jesus. We
You
don't
know,
need
and
to
I have 4 Italian
place the blame
children,
card.
half Italian children.
We know who really killed Jesus.
Listen,
We know.
I'm
Team
just
effort.
making a joke. Listen, let's relax. Can we still make a joke here? Can we still make a joke? Am I going to be canceled now? Did I piss off the Italian people and now I'm going to be canceled
No,
on my own show?
nobody cares. See, and I have another sports related story. I actually have a couple, but this is another one. And I got into a fight on Monday night because I was talking to my friends and we were conversing, and I was saying how. So this is a little backstory here. You know, everybody knows Tom Brady. The Bucks won the Super Bowl.
Oh, Tom Brady. We have to
great.
talk
He's
about
the
that.
GOAT.
I knew
He's
he
the
was
best-
going to win.
best
I knew
ever.
he was going to win.
Right. So we're going to get into the Super Bowl talk. We're going to talk about it a little bit. But Tyrann Mathieu, who plays for the Chiefs, tweeted out, I guess, I think it was Monday morning or Sunday.
After the Super Bowl.
After the Super Bowl.
So after they lost.
After they lost,
So
the
he was
losers.
bitter.
He was.
He was bitter. Okay.
So you know how they had that like the altercation on the field. They showed it on the TV during the game. I don't know how closely you were watching, but they had like an altercation. They were yelling at each other.
Now who was he yelling at?
He was yelling at Brady.
Oh, okay.
So he was yelling at Brady. It was after Brady like scored a touchdown on him and buried it on him, and it was actually after that phantom pass interference call that they called on him. Like he was nowhere near the guy. It was an uncatchable ball, and they called the pass interference to put Brady at the 1. And like that guy was clearly pissed. Like he was furious. His head was just gone.
It was a bad call.
It was. No, so
But let me tell you, there was plenty of opportunities for them to come back.
No,
and
I agree.
It's not like it was in
Nobody's-
the last 2 seconds of the game.
well, this was in the
bad
first
call.
half. This
Right,
was
yeah.
going to put them down
Right.
7-3. So, they scored the touchdown, and Matthew runs over to them, and he's chirping in his ear, I guess, like, oh, they gave you that, they gave you that, or whatever. So then, I guess, like, they got into an altercation a little bit, they were yelling at each other, and then after the game, Matthew tweets out, he goes, I will not repeat what Brady said to me because it's so awful. I can't believe that came out of his mouth, right? And Matthew, of course, is black.
All right, so he's black. So he's like insinuating that
He is
Tom
called
Brady called him like a really racist term.
Racist term, correct.
Ay,
Correct.
ay,
After the Super Bowl. So then it was a
So
big
during the
it was
game,
a big
he's
scandal.
saying he
During
said
the
that.
game, he cut.
Right.
And I was saying that, I find that ridiculous because Brady has played in the league now for a long time. Like he's played in the league
Right, you
for
never hear like
years.
Tom Brady's a
And
big
that-
racist.
Well, that's
You
what I
would hear
said.
that.
That's what I said. No sports icon. There's no way that Brady could play on so many teams and play for these players, and not one of them would say that. Every time somebody talks about
You
Tom
can't
Brady,
just hide it.
he was like everybody's like he's a great
Yeah.
guy. He's a competitor. He's a fantastic teammate. We love being part of his team. Like people come to play for Tom Brady. So it's like you can't like now get mad that you lost and call him a racist. Like come
Yeah,
on, that's
I mean-
ridiculous. So then, now here's where it gets interesting, right? So the story is that Brady called him or whatever the next morning and apologized for the altercation, right? But he retracted his tweet an hour after the NFL posted that Tom Brady was one of the players mic'd up for the Super Bowl. So he was wearing a microphone.
So it would have been caught on microphone.
It would have been caught on microphone that he didn't say it.
Right. Well, if he did say it, they would have heard it on the microphone.
Right, but
So the fact is,
the fact is that
He
he
never
took his
said it.
tweet down
Right.
and recanted his statement
Once he
after the
realized.
NFL said that he was mic'd up. So then, but they said that Brady called and apologized, but I don't really believe that. I think that's the story that they went with. But, I mean,
they don't want to say, listen, Matt the slide.
yeah, Matthews
And
is
he
full of
was
shit.
a sore loser.
Right.
And he was trying to, make Brady look like a racist pig.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now, everybody's some kind of classification.
Well, and that's what I got into my friends. I said, it's very easy nowadays in the political correct society is that it's very easy to ruin somebody's life or attempt to ruin somebody's life or damage their character by making accusations, and it won't even matter if it's true or not, because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna ride with it. And I referenced the Kavanaugh case on how Judge Kavanaugh, he went to Yale, he was a great student, he's a total nerd.
Well, they
and
had to go back to high school and say that he
Well,
raped
yeah, and they had
not
to
even
have
raped her, that he
sexually assaulted her.
and then laughed. He
Yeah.
laughed. I heard him laugh.
And it's like,
And
it's so
my
ridiculous
friends.
because, and there's really an attack on,
Successful white
Successful
Christian
white
males.
males,
Let's
yeah.
just put it out there. If you're a successful white Christian male, forget about it. People
Well, I
can
know.
say a
I
lot
didn't
of
wanna- I
shady
didn't wanna
things
do the
about you.
whole,
I'll say
you know,
it. I'm a woman.
the race
I'll
thing.
do the hashtag, but it's the truth. Let's be honest.
No, I know it's the truth, but
white
I don't want it to
Christian
be
male
like,
that they're-
oh, you know, then you're being racist. It's like, but if you're a minority, and I will say this about white women as well, because if white woman accuses a male of either sexual harassment or sexual assault, that holds a lot more standing. That holds a lot more grip. Where if a male accuses a woman of, oh, she sexually harassed me, she sexually assaulted me, they're like, dude, get over it. Like it doesn't hold as much traction.
Well, I remember once somebody telling me that as a male now, and this is, I don't want to mention his name, but this is a family member who is about 15 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And he had said, he goes, Lisan, you don't know the kind of pressure that I'm under because I'll see a beautiful girl and I'm afraid to say anything to her that she'll construe it as me trying to sexually harass her.
No, that's true.
And he gets
That's
very nervous. He goes, so I can't just go up to somebody I don't know and just be like, oh, beautiful, or say anything because right away I'm a pig, I'm a disgusting person.
That's
He's
true.
like, there's a
That's
lot
correct.
of pressure and stress on men nowadays. Which when I was young, I enjoyed the occasional cat call. I wish I got more of them now in my older age. I'm not getting them the way I used to.
If you get catcalled now, you're an animal.
But maybe the men are just scared. We'll go with that. They're just so scared to catcall. I would be getting as many as I used to, but I'm just kidding. But it's tough out there. It is tough.
It's a
Everybody's
tough
walking
environment.
on eggshells.
It's
You
a
know?
tough environment right
But
now.
because you don't want people, like there are people who really are being discriminated against, but then you don't want other people to just use it as a weapon and weaponize sexual harassment, weaponize racism, weaponize discrimination. I mean,
Well, I
there's
feel like-
discrimination to me, there's discrimination with economic. Whether you're high class, lower class, if you're rich or you live near Pine Orchard, you get to go to the beach. If you're poor, you're an Indian, and guess what? You ain't seeing the fireworks this year. You don't own a boat. Like, there's a lot of even economic discrimination that goes on.
No, I agree with you.
So, but that's life. Life is not fair, people. I'm sorry to tell you, life is not fair. No matter how much we try to make it fair and make it where at some point, people are just not going to be happy. You have people who are born skinny, they look great, they don't have to work that hard. Then you get the people who are very overweight, and, what are you going to do about it? Oh, do we have a special guest coming through the door?
Yes, we do.
Oh, here we go. Everybody get ready for Mr. Max. Mr. Max is going to get wild in a second. Get saddled up. It's part of the show, it keeps it authentic.
How are you?
Yes, one of my friends is stopping by.
Yes,
Hello.
we got a special guest. Should we introduce this guest or we keep it anonymous?
I don't know. I don't know how she'd feel about being introduced.
All right. Well,
So Prezi might have to whisk her through. Prezi's probably saying, hey, do you want to be part of the podcast? If not, I'll take you in a different entrance.
Right. We'll try to cut her out or something.
I'll tell you one thing, though. She'd be great on the show. She'd be a lot of fun. She'd be a really good guest.
I think we could say.
But, it's just...
Oh, Hotshot's giving it to her a little bit.
Hotshot's excited. Hotshot's really excited. So it's been,
It's been a crazy week and a half.
I'll tell you, the Super
Lots
Bowl
of
was
fun.
Sunday. I'm sitting at the airport, and I'm like, it feels like the Super Bowl. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Hi, Villa family.
Hi, you're probably on the podcast.
Yeah, you are.
Is that all right?
This live
That's
episode.
okay. Hi, Hotshot.
Here,
But
April, so you could just.
I'm telling you, it felt like the Super Bowl was a week ago.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like it was just this past Sunday.
we get some crazy dogs here. No, I agree with you. This week kind of feels a little slow though. Almost. I don't know. Like it was fast, but I don't know. I felt like today was a little slow. It dragged on a little bit for me.
Well, today I did about 12 loads of laundry.
Yeah.
So it was not a fun
It's
day.
a long day. So we got some other stuff we got to get to. Coach, thoughts on what's going on the hoax impeachment trial? What's going on here?
Let me tell
What
you,
have you heard? Because I honestly I didn't even turn on the news. I don't watch anything.
I can't even pay attention. I know like they're trying to use a lot of emotion and be like, oh, look at how scared the congressmen were. Look at how scared. Let me tell you something. Think about all the families who were scared when you're in New York City and they're tearing the streets apart.
Yeah.
Think about how the families felt when they were in Minnesota and they were burning buildings down. Think about how the
Well,
families
that
felt
doesn't
in
matter.
Seattle when they took over the whole neighborhood and called it an autonomous zone. And those people, hey, listen, you want to protest? Yeah, because your ass wasn't in trouble. But the minute they went into that ivory tower, and it's just like, oh my God, the horror. This is just so horrible. It is horrible.
Yeah.
But you know what? How about those families where they have their kids with them? Those families where this isn't at work, this is in their houses, in
Yep.
front of their buildings.
Yep.
Where now, like, you think you live on Grand Street, but now you live in an autonomous zone and they renamed the street.
Well, now Washington D.C. has become like a military state. Like it's locked down to the max. It's like maximum security prison. It's
Listen,
crazy.
this kind of division built and built and built over the summer.
Yep.
When when the lawlessness was allowed to continue for as long as it did, peaceful protest, 100% okay. There were plenty of
100%.
peaceful
It's
protests.
part of the Constitution.
but let's
You're
not-
allowed to do that.
We can't pretend like they weren't violent uprisings, where people were getting killed, cops were getting killed, innocent teenagers were getting killed, store owners were getting beat up, pizzerias were
But
being
they said
burned
that that's
down.
acceptable.
Well, they're
They-
nominated
they-
for a Nobel Peace Prize.
What were they nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize? Really?
Listen, how about the guy, the Antifa guy, who went right into the black community, was just breaking shit for no reason?
Yeah.
I mean, it was on video. And how come people weren't outraged about that? But when it comes to the ivory tower of lawlessness, it's like, oh, we were terrified. You think? Nobody
No
cared
shit,
about all those.
pal. Of course you were terrified.
Yeah.
Like it's no shit.
Exactly.
But that's how the average American person felt. They, an average American felt terrified when they were watching their homes and their grocery stores and their buildings on
Yeah.
their block get burned down to the ground. That was okay. But the minute you make, an official feel uncomfortable, then it's like you're a domestic terrorist, you're a pig, you're A, B, and C. It's like, come on, guys, you can't have it both ways. You can't be like, oh, you could go burn down a city. You could go, capture a 6 blocks radius and create
And
an
Harris was
autonomous
bailing
zone.
them out. She
Like-
set up a fund to bail those people
Yeah.
out who were destroying the cities, who were destroying people's property. Right? So then it was
The
okay.
hypocrisy is at an all-time high, and it's very clear who the hypocrites are and who the hypocrites are, and it's
Listen,
really
and
terrible.
the American people,
really
they
is
know it.
awful.
I
It's
mean,
awful.
are people under a trance? Like, if you watch CNN, do they have some kind of secret thing that people are like, Trump is the devil. Oh my gosh, the insurrectionists, they tried to take over the country. Give me a break. There were a couple of crazy yeehaws who got carried away, the mob mentality, and they acted like assholes. But it's not like they burnt down the Capitol.
They
It's
should
not,
have.
I
They
mean,
should have burnt down the Capitol.
I do feel bad for that one cop, the sick Nick, right? That's his
What
name,
cop?
sick
What
Nick.
cop?
The one cop who died, which it's kind of weird. Like, he was fine, went back to the station, everything was okay. Then a couple of hours later, he ends up in the hospital and he died. Sick Nick, the one Capitol police officer who passed
I
away.
didn't even see that.
But they were cops who were being murdered all summer
I need a
long.
producer to fix
And they
this.
were like,
We gotta
defund
hire
the
someone.
police. Defund the police. Then the minute their asses is getting chased, they call more police.
Yeah.
Build more walls. Bring in the National Guard. Forget the police. Bring in the National Guard. Right?
Yep.
But if you live
Get fired
in the
up.
ghetto,
Get fired up, coach.
no, but I'm just saying, think about
Get
it.
fired up.
It's just, but hopefully, not the people watch CNN because there's a trance, there's some kind of thing. Like, it's like Zoolander.
Yeah.
I swear, you watch CNN, it's like Zoolander. Like, all of a sudden, they're crazy. We need to play Relax, Don't Do It. Right? What was it?
Yeah.
We gotta play
Like,
that
it was
song.
like some
No, but
song.
then you could have the Derek Zoolander's going to kill the Taiwanese
Right.
prime minister.
Yeah, I mean, there's some crazy trance-like ridiculousness going on right
It
now.
is. It's
These people don't even make
town.
sense. That's what I
Yeah.
have to say. I was in Florida, and it was
Night and
normal.
day. Night
It was
and
like
day.
normal. I'm like, oh my gosh.
It must have been great to deal with regular people for once.
It was.
It had to have been wonderful.
It was really. I forgot what it was like.
Then now you have to
too.
deal with Max.
Max, come up here, Max. So when I think about the impeachment, I think it's a farce. I don't
It
think
is.
he's going to be impeached.
If they impeach him off of nothing, that it's an absolute joke.
And how many
The
times?
country has become an absolute joke.
And there, you
The
know,
guy's not even president anymore. Like, let it
Exactly.
go. Let it go, dude. He's not, he's sitting in South Florida, living his life. Like, let it go. Be done. Be done.
But not only that, when Trump first became president, there was a congressman who said, I want to, whatever that the other guys did. Like, they were like, I want to object to the electoral vote.
Yeah.
Like, this is just standard operating procedure. But however, they actually had a case. Not like the Russian collusion illusion.
Yeah, the Russian collusion was just such bullshit.
I mean,
I can't believe that was acceptable. To say that the Russians interfered and made Trump win, that made sense. But, rigging the election with clear video evidence of how it was such full of shit, now that's conspiracy, that's crazy. It's like, come on, guys, give me a fucking break.
But the stop the
We're
voting.
fucking clowns.
We can't revisit it again, but all I know is that Trump really believed the election was stolen. He's allowed to say that, and he said, go march peacefully.
Said it. It's in the video.
Peacefully
Watch
and
it. It's there.
patriotically.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm over it. I can't talk about it anymore because it's
Even
just,
the American people are over it. Go get to
Yeah.
work.
It's
But
like,
their
come on.
hatred for Trump is just so consuming that rather than
It
them
is.
working for the
It's-
American
it's
people
so-
and doing something
so filled
positive,
with hate.
it's like they're so pissed. He's out of office and they still have to keep going after this guy.
Yeah. No,
Trump
it's-
derangement
obsessed with
syndrome.
him.
They
It
are
is.
obsessed with him.
It's Trump
He would
derangement.
die and it wouldn't be enough. If they could kill him, drag him through the
Did you
streets.
see that they actually accused Trump of wanting to have Pence assassinated?
Give me
They
a
rolled that
break.
out there. They were like, Trump actually wanted to assassinate his own vice president because he didn't overturn the results.
That's such
It's
a lie.
like, come on, guys.
You
You guys
know,
are just fucking crazy.
I just
Like,
can't take
let it go. Let it go. But hey, Biden's president. We're
And he's
20.
doing such a great job.
Producer Prez brought me a little note. We're 29 executive orders in. 3 weeks.
And what was like Trump's 6 or 7
seven,
total?
maybe. And now
That's a
we're
good
29 deep. 29.
Well, it was funny because before in the town hall that he did, he was like, "Oh, people who sign executive orders are dictators," and then he came in office and was like,
And now signed 30 of them.
"Sign."
30 in 3 weeks. That's 10 a week, fellas, for those
And you know what? It
mathematicians
looked like they were
out there.
blank. Trump
10 a
would
week.
sign an executive order, turn it around, and be like, "This is what I'm signing."
That's right.
Biden, he's just like, "What am I signing? What am I signing here? Don't worry about it, Joe. It's blank. We'll fill it in for you later. Just
Just
sign
put your
it."
signature on the goddamn paper, Joe.
They just
God.
went back up on the insulin. They went right back up.
Really?
The insulin, yeah.
How much is the insulin now? Because Trump had that.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's why the pharmaceutical companies hate him.
Yeah.
Because he was bringing down drug prices. You see, the people are so stupid.
Yeah.
They don't even realize all the good things that Trump did. And the EpiPens, the insulin,
Yep.
you
That's
know,
all
the
going
gas
back up
prices,
now.
the jobs. I mean, when you think about it, the pipeline is so much cleaner than running trains, running trucks, to deliver oil. It's so
Yeah.
much better for the environment, but they don't care.
They don't give a shit.
They really don't care.
Because the
The
environment's a scam.
science,
Just like
and
COVID.
trust the
Look,
science.
Cuomo's opening everything back up. COVID
Yeah.
seems to be so great in New York now. He's
Well,
opening
he's in his
everything
own
back
little
up.
shit. That's
You can go to
why
a Ranger game
He's in
next
his
week.
own little trouble.
Well, Cuomo,
He's in trouble.
New York is
So
broke,
much.
and it
Yeah.
ain't no joke.
Broke as shit.
New York is broke,
Yep.
and it ain't no joke. And
That's
Biden's hiding.
There's not enough money to go around.
There
There's
isn't
not
enough,
enough
and they're
money
so
to go
busy
around.
impeaching Trump. I'm sure they thought that he's going to come in and money, 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 money.
Nope.
Yep.
But that was Trump's theme
That was
song.
Trump.
They're
This
losing
is, that's
money,
not
money,
Biden,
money.
right? With Biden as president, it's more like we're broke, and it ain't no joke. That's his theme song.
And back to the impeachment, the Democrats need 67 votes, and they're not going to get it.
No.
And even though it looks bad for Trump these last couple of days, they're just digging themselves deeper.
Well, I
Right.
think the
They
American
are.
people are getting wise to it.
Yep.
I think they're
Tomorrow
starting to
is
see
the
just how bad
Republican
it is.
side. Tomorrow the lawyers speak.
You know, to be honest
Or-
with you, I'd rather keep the impeachment going, so that way there's no chance of getting a tax increase for a little while. And it'll keep them so busy.
Let's break through one
Lamont
more
did
year.
say he's not going up on the taxes. How could you in a pandemic? He's not going up. Lamont said that.
How about an extension? Is there any chance that they can give us an extension where we pay in July again
I already
instead of
filed.
April?
Oh.
Well, yeah, because you're not in the same situation. You're not paying taxes the way that us working old
What do you
folks.
mean? What do you mean?
No,
us
you
working
work,
old
but
folks?
I'm just saying, like,
What
this.
is that?
No, I
I
do
paid
work.
half the amount.
Well,
I got almost 1,000 in returns though.
that's great.
That's right. Those are the Trump tax rates.
That's a 20-year-old taxes. Wait till you get older, and it's just like, oh, you get the violin out. You
The
see how much
violin.
you pay in taxes. The more you make, the more they take.
Nibs can
You're
tell you
just
about
like,
that.
I'm spinning my wheels. I thought if I work
That's why
so
it's
much
a ton.
harder, I'll work 60 hours a week, I'll make all this money, and then tax. The tax man.
I'm glad Mr. Max can join us on the show today. Look at him. There he
I
is.
know, he's living large.
He is. Oh, so we'll backtrack a little bit about the Super Bowl. I feel like we have to talk about it a little bit. That was
Tom
the event of the
Brady,
week.
I have to say, I was rooting for him. I think
Were
everybody
you?
over 40 had to have been rooting for Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
It was like,
No?
Tom Brady, Tom
No.
Brady. I was like, you schooled that Mahomes. You schooled that little boy, Tom. I was
Let me
so
tell
excited.
you though, Mahomes played good.
No, but listen,
Mahomes
Jason
played good.
Pierre-Paul, I
Those
was so
receivers
excited
were
for him
ass. Those receivers
Yeah.
were ass. How many times could Mahomes hit you in the hands and you drop the ball?
too. Well,
Like,
Jason
that's terrible.
Pierre-Paul is pretty scary out there.
Oh,
He's-
with his 3 fingers?
Yes.
He looks like he belongs on Stranger Things. With those 3 fingers. No, I mean, give me a break. Like, obviously, like, Brady
I love
played great.
Jason
Brady played
Pierre-Paul.
great. The defense played good too. But I mean, there were so many plays,
Listen,
especially in
little
that
boy,
first
listen
half.
to your elders. Listen to your elders.
I gave Brady all the respect. Brady deserved the win.
He totally did.
Let me tell you, if that guy doesn't drop the ball coming down the field to score at the end of the half there and doesn't blow it and drop it, then it's a different game.
Well, you know what? That didn't happen.
Oh.
And Tom Brady won 31-9, right? It was huge. It was such a blowout. And I happened to be in Florida at the time. It was fantastic.
How was the parties? Did you see any parties going on or anybody
They
getting rowdy?
had like some screens.
Did you see
and-
Brady? How fucked up he was at that parade? He was shit-faced.
Did he throw the
Yeah, he
trophy?
threw the Vince Lombardi trophy across the river in Tampa. Just threw it. Like, that's one of the biggest trophies in sports, and this guy just he's like, I got 7 of them. Throws it across the river to Gronk, and they're fucked up. And then he tweets. Did you see the tweet?
No, I didn't. What did the tweet say?
Because there was a video of somebody like carrying Brady out. Like from coming back from the boat because he was rocked. So he got just like carried onto the ground, onto the earth, and there was like a bunch of reporters like, "Oh my God, Brady, you're shit-faced." And then like Brady tweets out and goes, "Nothing is here. This is just what happens when you drink tequila." But like all of the words are like misspelled and terrible on the tweet. Like everybody's like, "Oh, he's fucked up." Like, and all,
Good for
like
him.
it was great. I loved
He
it.
works his ass off.
He partied
really works
hard. He partied hard.
Listen, you work hard, you play hard.
Did you
That's
see Giselle on the
no, I
on
haven't
the boat?
seen
She
it,
looked
so-
great.
Oh,
Her
that's
and-
because
her and
she's never
Camille.
had to clean the toilet.
Her and Camille looking fantastic.
Let me tell you,
on
man, there's 2 people in life. The people who clean the toilets and the people who never have to worry about it. And when you kids were little, what did I always say? I said, be like Daddy. Daddy was smart. He worked so hard. He works hard at his job. And then what do? I'm home cleaning the toilets. All right? It's a hard job. Cleaning the toilets, Giselle's probably has never cleaned the toilets. She's going to be like
Probably not.
Olivia. You know who's going to be like that? Olivia.
Yeah.
Olivia's going to,
Olivia's husband
leave
could win
home.
7 Super Bowls.
Huh?
Olivia's husband could win 7 Super Bowls.
I could totally see Olivia's husband.
And
win
walk in
Super
on
Bowl.
Thanksgiving with like a different ring on each fucking hand.
You
with a
want to
little
talk about the
asshole.
life of Olivia?
I bet that could be Liv.
We go to board the plane, and they go, "Oh my gosh, do you want to go in the cockpit?" And Olivia goes, "Sure." They bring her into the cockpit, and then we go to our seats because everybody's. And I'm like, I can't believe Olivia's actually in the cockpit. All of a sudden, you hear, "Hello, my name is Olivia. Welcome to Delta."
Are you
Only
kidding
Olivia,
me?
yes.
Are you kidding me, dude?
And she took pictures. I mean, how
They let her
great.
fly? No.
She had I had a picture with her
Yeah.
holding the controls. I'm like, only Olivia could be invited in the cockpit and do the announcement. Hello, this is Olivia. Thank you for flying Delta. Yeah, I just couldn't believe it. So yes, I could tell Olivia will never clean a toilet bowl
Yeah.
probably. She will probably get married, her husband will win a couple of Super Bowls, or she really likes those soccer players. She
Well,
likes
she's-
those blondie soccer players. That's her look.
Well, she better go to Europe because if
Well,
you're
I'll go-
dating an American
David
soccer player,
Beckham. I'm sorry,
He's
but David
Australian. He's Australian.
But he's
he ain't
hot, so
American.
maybe- so
he ain't
maybe-
American though.
maybe she'll marry a hot Aussie. I thought David Beckham was from England. He's from England.
Is he from England? I thought
Yeah.
he was Australian.
No, Benjamin like Beckham. Beckham's from England.
Beckham's from England.
Yeah.
No.
Look,
Well,
the
all the good man soccer players play in Europe. They
and
don't
they're
play in the United
badasses. They're
States.
not like pussies. They're pretty
Yeah,
tough guys.
they're alright. They're alright.
Well, she likes that, but so we'll see. But I could tell Olivia will be
Yeah.
just like her father, not worrying about the toilet bowls. With me, that was my job. You know, you got to get the chores done.
Just gotta own the work,
Listen, if I was Giselle, I better look good.
Giselle. I know
Mahomes
that parade was
was-
something else. I
Mahomes
wish I
was
went to
6
that
years
parade.
old when Brady won his first Super Bowl.
What happened?
Mahomes was 6 years old.
When Brady won his first
First
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
Well,
Wow.
that's why Mahomes needed to be schooled by the best.
He did.
Well, maybe now Mahomes
He's a
will be
good
the
kid,
best.
though.
He
is a good
he's
kid.
got a shot to be.
You
the
know,
best.
maybe Mahomes
But it's a
will come
lot.
back
It's a
here.
lot tougher to get to 7 than it is to get to 6. Like, as if Mahomes won, Mahomes would already have 2, and that would make it in reach of 4. But now he's got to win 6 in a row. He's got to win 6.
Well, if he plays till he's 43, like Brady, you know.
I mean, he's in good shape. He's in good shape. He's
Man,
good.
how
He's a good
pissed off
quarterback.
was Belichick?
Oh, that guy's a loser. That guy's a
Oh
loser.
my God!
I don't want to hear it.
no.
You know, too, those Pats fans that are like, I was happy for Brady. Shut the fuck up. You're full of it. I know that there's a little part in you that are like, that fucking bitch went to Tampa Bay.
It's not his
and
fault.
won
They
the
dissed
Super
his
Bowl.
ass
They
and
did.
kicked
It's
him
their
off. So
fault.
it's
It's
not-
their fault.
it's
It's
not Brady's
Belichick's fault.
fault.
But I don't want to hear it. I those Patriot fans drove me nuts when they're like, I was happy for Brady. It's like, no, you weren't. You're a liar. You're a liar.
I'm not a
Own
Brady
it.
fan,
Own it.
but I was happy for him. I have to admit. Eating
Right, but you were never
decent
you
pizza,
never
that's
were a Patriot lover, like die hard Tom Brady's Jesus Christ, the way that these
Oh,
Patriot
God,
fans
never.
are.
Never.
That's
I
how
hate
they're
it.
like. So then Jesus Christ says, I'm gonna take my talents to Cairo. I'm gonna take my talents to
Carlos,
Tampa Bay.
this whole
That's how it
analogy
is.
has me feeling very uncomfortable.
That's how it is.
I don't like this analogy with Jesus
That's
Christ.
how it is.
Tom Brady's not Jesus.
Just like, you know,
All right, he cheats.
that they treat LeBron James
He cheats.
like Christ.
He cheats though. I mean, he's not
That's not
Jesus.
true.
Jesus
But the
performs
Bulls are
miracles.
too heavy.
Remember when he deflated the balls?
Yeah.
Deflated. Have you ever seen Portnoy with Deflategate?
No, I have
Oh
never.
my god, so funny. So
Portnoy's
funny.
a great guy. Portnoy would have freaking died if he would have eaten the pizza that we ate in
Well,
Pensacola.
Portnoy's never allowed to go back to the Super Bowl.
Why?
He's banned. Because
He is?
Goodell hates him. Like, they are the worst enemies. Like, so when
Boy, Portnoy makes a lot of friends. I think he could probably be friends with us because he
Yeah.
makes a lot of not friends.
Well, you know who
pisses
he's
a lot
friends
of
with.
people off 'cause he
You
says
know,
what he
you know,
thinks.
he was the only one that granted him an interview for a while.
Who?
Trump.
Trump.
Yeah.
Well, remember when Portnoy wasn't he the one who was in with the Reddit with the whole
With the
going
stocks,
after the
yeah.
whole stock thing?
Yep, that was
Portnoy's the real deal. He says the truth.
Yeah,
How
he
about
does.
when he was like, just let COVID kill me, but I just need to work. I don't care. I'd be dead. I'd rather be dead than lose everything I have after working my ass off.
Yeah.
100% right. That's
Yeah,
how
he
so
is.
many
He is
people felt.
100% right.
Does he live in Florida?
He does. I think he's got a house in Florida. Yeah, he does.
That's why his
He does have a house in Florida. He's got an apartment in Philly, in Boston, in New York, and in Florida.
Portnoy. He's the real deal.
Yeah, he's loving life right now. He's an icon. He's on the news every day.
Well, he owns his own shit. That's why he's not canceled.
Yeah.
Because you can't cancel if you own it yourself.
They can't. They've been trying to cancel Barstool since 2012. They've been trying to cancel Barstool.
Remember
They
the
can't.
PTA when I tried to recruit dads and I put the Barstool Sports
Yeah.
on Facebook? Like maybe, but hey, I got a lot of dads to help out for a couple of events.
You did.
You know, I tried to like
like
do that subliminal message, like, you know, dads, it's okay.
You were trying.
I
You were
did.
trying.
You know, like-
you worked that PTA pretty well. But now, you know, what's the plans moving forward? Any idea if you're gonna carry on in the PTA role?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Don't be a smart ass. So, well, I think we had a great show.
Oh, we had a great show. All right, we'll cut it short today.
Well, listen,
It's all
I
right.
think we should have another one Monday. We should go back to our regularly scheduled
Okay,
Monday
yes.
for President's Day. And we're going to do a President's Day
That's-
Day
special.
off. Day off, President's
That's
Day.
canceled until we get one.
April just said President's Day has been canceled until we get a president.
That's right.
And one more thing. The only thing I like about Brady is that he is a Trump fan.
He is a Trump
He
fan.
is.
That's true. That's
I've
correct.
known that for at least 3 years though.
Michigan alum.
You
He's a
know.
Michigan alum. All right. Well, we had a good show. We talked about some things. So yeah, we apologize again. We did take a week off. There was a lot going on. We had Olivia's birthday. You had your trip. So we had a lot going on. So we apologize, but we will be back again every Monday. YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. Hopefully, I'm working on that. But yeah, so we'll be back Mondays again. All right,
Thanks so
everybody.
much.
Thanks